Hope everybody had a great day. Let's see what DR did today. All right, so day before FOMC, so it's always interesting. Uh, right around, if you notice what happened here while DR was forming, uh, right before 10 o'clock, at 9:30 to 10 o'clock, this was a really small range. I even said, hey, there's no way they're going to let this be a 10-point range or 10 or less than 10-point range, which is what it was up until after 10. So after 10, they ran it up. And then kind of brought it all the way back down to form the new DR low, and so ended up being about a 23, 24 point range, which is more accurate for the daily uh, New York session for DR. All right, so price, after after the range formed, uh, we had some wicks that were trying to take out the DR. Right, so we wick down, came back up. Remember, body closes is what we're looking for, right? Looking for body closes. So note these are all wicks down, back up, and so none of this is valid here, right? So um, we went back up again. I was like, okay, well maybe we're gonna kind of go back to the top side. Came back down again, same thing. So for about from 10:30 till really around almost lunchtime, to about 12, there was no real action from a DR standpoint. Okay, so even with this big move here, again, we hadn't confirmed DR, so there was nothing for us to look at. Keeping the ladder in mind, we finally actually came down below DR low right before lunchtime, and then we always know what we say when we come down, especially on the low, we're going to come back up and retrace. And then that's when I start looking at the ladder, right? So first rung of the ladder in this case was DR low. We had a price that came back above it. And so first order was put here on this red candle because it's low. I want to look for the red candles. First order was here on the DR low. I had it set for 5 points with a 5 point, so basically a 1-to-1, 5 point stop loss, 5 point take profit. Came down, and this action was really kind of funky today, right? So wasn't really happy with what was happening. So I did end up moving my stop down here to like a 1 point stop. Ended up getting stopped out. So candle came down and then ran right back up on this next candle. So 1 point I was like, okay, well we'll just wait a minute, see what happens. Um, and then again, price came back up again. Now normally my next area to put a order in would have been here again, and this when DR came back down. Again, because the DR low confirmed, I'm looking for the red candles as my triggers. And then I saw this candle, and I did not take this trade at all. Again, this is right, during the lunch hour, and the way price was going, this is a lot of consolidation here, so I wasn't too comfortable with that one. And so I didn't take any of these trades. And then price ran back up, and that's where it got interesting. So my, one halfway decent trade of the day for DR. Price went above that zero point 0.5 fib, which again is the third rung on the ladder, and came back up. And so here's my red candles coming back down. Order placed at the 0.5 fib line, which is here. Got a little bit of a retrace back up. Then it came down. The first set I took off was at 5 points, and I said, okay, I'll see where else it goes. Came back down to the IDR line. And that was 8 points. So sold my last contract there for 8 points, and then we had this massive run back up. At this point, I didn't trade any more DR because I was saying, okay, what's supposed to happen now? This comes back down as a retirement setup. I had to wait for it to get all the way up here for it to retrace back down, and it's already 3 o'clock. So didn't actually didn't think that would happen in that hour. So what I ended up doing was jumping in some SPX option contracts right before 3 o'clock. Cheap, got them for 20 cents, and they actually ran up. So I said, I'm going to hold them, see what happens. They actually ran up. I think we were at $2.50. I sold 2 of them, and then the last one I said I'm going to hold it till the end, and that one ended up expiring worthless. So just again, it wasn't a DR trade, but it was a better trade than what DR is setting up for today. So still following the rules. Didn't lose any money today. So between this 8 points and this 1 point, so that's 9 points for today. Not horrible based on what the price action was doing. But again, overall, it wasn't a great DR day. I like this range to be a little bit wider during the day because it gives you more room to operate. But again, as you can see, the key thing around here for me is, again, being on the ladder and then knowing like, okay, if I see something I don't like, just to get out of that trade, right? Because there's going to be another opportunity. If it's not the same day, there'll be another opportunity tomorrow. All right. So hope this helps. Hope you guys had a great day again, and we'll talk to you later.